Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another one take. This one's pretty cool, actually. It's a car I haven't driven yet. This is it a 14?
14.
2014 Camaro 1LE. This is Justin. Thank you for joining us, sir. And I'm excited because I haven't driven one of these before, and I hear very good things. So tell me about your car.
Quick rundown. Got headers, intake, boarded throttle body, couple little suspension bits just to get rid of some wheel hop, and just 1-inch drop springs. That's pretty much it. Cool.
Well, if you want to learn about the specific parts Justin used, I'm sure you can find them at his Wheelwell page. I'll drop a link in the description for you. But for now, let's see how it drives. First off, what's up?
Traction control. You can go 1 or 2.
We'll go
or
1.
Full 8.
No, we'll just go standard.
That's traction control.
Oh,
and then
okay, competitive mode. Yeah, all right. Let's just do a light bit of vent if that's cool with you. Because it's toasty out here today. In 2010, I didn't like the Camaro. When I first drove it, I thought that the chassis was in not great shape, but the ZL1 of 2013 and the improvements that came with that trickled down to the rest of the Camaro lineup were a big deal and quite functional. And so let's see what we got. LS3 under the hood. Whoop, sorry. So many different cars today, it's tough to get used to the clutch. Great shifter though.
It's got the short throw shifter out of the ZL1 and the 1LE package.
Wow, the steering on center, so direct. Especially compared to these other cars I've driven today. You have to turn the wheel way less than you do in other cars. Just a function of it being brand new, actually. The newest steering systems are quite a bit tighter than the stuff from 10 or 15 years ago. You do not get magnetic ride with this car, right?
No.
Oops, cyclist. Watch out for him. And then what brakes do you get with the 1LE?
It still
standard
comes with
SS brakes?
Yeah, it still comes with a 4-piston front and rear.
Well, although I still don't love the interior because I gotta look around a lot, the Recaro seats are really nice. It's comfortable.
Yeah.
It rides well.
It definitely holds you in.
The GM clutches take a second to get used to. If you've been driving other stuff, they're light, but they are grabby, and the LS engine is a big lump with a lot of torque, and so it actually it changes. Well, not changes, but it can buck a little bit if you mess up your clutch. And here's where this road turns to hell. So we're gonna actually turn around right here and go back the other way. Apologies. This road, I found out this morning, it turns to crap just right here. So I'm just gonna do this right now. Apologies, people. Apologies. Reverse is upright. Yep. T56 gearbox. Oh no, is this a
60/60?
60/60, right? TR 60/60.
This is a close ratio. This is the one they use in the Z28.
Yeah, the close ratio is good. My Vet has the super tall 6th gear, and I asked about if I could change that to the close ratio 6th, and they said it would be cheaper just to get a whole new gearbox than to change one ratio.
Yeah, the 1st through 4th is this close ratio. 5th and 6th is still standard as the regular SS.
Wow, the steering, I can't believe I'm saying this, but the steering is so good. A lot of grip too. Did I see Goodyear Eagle F1s on this car?
Yeah, they come stock. The only thing about these things, they get temperamental. They don't have enough heat in them.
Really big off camber here. Great sound.
The sound, handling, everything in this car is awesome. And for the price point, I mean...
So do you mind if I ask, what did you get this thing for?
Before tax and everything.
Behind another car.
Sub 40s, like high.
Sub 40.
Yeah, 38, and then.
Man, that's a lot of car for 38, isn't it?
39,000. It was like 42 and change out the door.
Yeah, I mean the 2015 Mustang GT I just tested was like 42. Can I get by Eurovan, please? Sorry about this Eurovan. This is a better center stack than the one that the car originally came with too, but
yeah, they all come with the MyLink.
It really does feel like driving a hoodie though. You're kind of down in here, you know.
It's the price you pay for the looks.
Yes, I agree. We're gonna have to find a better road unless this guy wants to let us by, which it doesn't seem like he does right now. I like the pops and crackles. Is that standard, or did you modify your? Is that from the long tubes and stuff?
No, it actually comes like that from the factory. It's just
it does.
accentuated.
It comes crackly. Nice. Look at this. Thank you, sir. Really like the shifter and the pedals. They're really laid out nicely for heel towing. Oh, that sounds nice. Good sounding car. And it's got, it's got good power. The difference, I mean, the extra power that you get with something like the ZL1, you only really notice it at really highway speeds, from squirting from corner to corner in roads like this. It doesn't make a massive difference, but we've got a bit of a straightaway here, so let's roll into it and see what you do. It's got power, no question about that.
I actually got a cam and underdrive pulley sitting at home. I just didn't have time to put it in before the
Have you done underdrive pulleys in other cars before?
Yeah.
I've had bad luck with underdrive pulleys.
Well,
they fuck with the accessories a bit.
Well, I went with the fluid dampener. It's got the vicious fluid in it.
Oh.
And then it doesn't underdrive the AC.
Oh, okay.
So.
But do the lights get dim at idle and stuff?
Nope.
Oh, that's good.
Because it's newer cars, the ECU programs and will actually give more juice out of the alternator.
All right. The last time I tried it was in an older car, and it wasn't great. Well, it's got a nice kind of fluidity to it. It's taken me a second to get used to the clutch, but you can really steer it with the throttle through the corner. You can actually use that throttle to rotate the back end around. It's like commuter vehicle day up here. What's going on?
And this has the MPP exhaust on it, so I actually have I put the controller on it, so they're open right now. So we can close it.
I don't think you need to put the controller on. I think you can pull the number 8 fuse.
Well, I like to close it and wife and kids in the car. No drone, nice and quiet.
This is a tighter section of road coming up, so we're going to see. This car is what, 3,900 pounds?
3,800.
3,800. So we're going to see how 3,800 pounds gets around some of these corners here. Man, it sounds real nice. Whatever you've got it set to now is certainly where I would keep it.
Honestly, it's just the headers, high flow cats, and the factory Chevy Performance MPP exhaust.
And high flow cats, you don't have a problem in California, right? You're good there? Theoretically?
Yeah.
Well, the handling has come such a long way in the 6 years they've been making this car. It's such a better chassis now, especially up at the front.
A lot of people talk about the weight of these cars, and it is a muscle car. But, let's not forget that the last V8 M3s that came out was only 100 pounds lighter than this. So, I mean, we're not really talking a lot of difference.
Yeah, with the M3, I think the comparison for me is more about the size of it than necessarily the weight. The M3 is a smaller car than this, and it is a little bit lighter. But I mean, on a track, I think this is right there with that M3, isn't it?
Oh, this is beyond
faster, isn't it? Yeah.
Because the M3 those were almost on par with the GT track packages that came out.
And this is faster
these things.
Than that. Yeah. I don't know why I went to third there. That wasn't necessary at all.
Yeah, my buddy's got the 5.0 GT track pack, which I originally wanted also until I saw the 1LEs. But his gear ratios with those 373s, I mean, you're shifting all the time in that thing.
The problem with the 1LE is it doesn't have a cool name. Like the Boss is such a cool name. Like 1LE, it's like an option code pack.
Yeah.
I understand it's a heritage thing, but couldn't they have called it like the Murderer or something? You know what I mean? Like
the Destroyer,
Jack the Ripper package or whatever.
Technically, it's not even called the 1LE. That badge I have on the back is ordered from Emblem Pros, and it's licensed by GM, but they don't sell it.
Yeah, the 1LEs are hard to tell apart from the regular Camaros. Black hood usually gives it away.
Black hood, black wheels, front splitter, all kinds of stuff.
Well, this is a good car, though.
Yeah.
Here we go. Power. Oh, it's very nice. It's very nice. I mean, it has great power, obviously. Really big torque in the middle.
Yeah, a lot of people ask me, "You're gonna put a supercharger on it?" And like,
Nah,
and I don't want to throw another 200 pounds up front.
Little bit of understeer in that very tight hairpin over crest, but that was more of a function of road than the car itself. All right, let's find ourselves a U-turn and go back up the hill. Here's a good place, and we'll see what it's like going up. Ooh, a little bit of a drop off there. Let's not sink your car in a hole. It's clear. Oh, all right, get out of that, cyclist. You got to get in these GM cars. You got to get off the clutch really smooth. Which, if you're driving 5 different cars in one day, is a bit tricky. If it's your car, you get used to it very fast. Very tight here. But actually able to just a little bit of throttle to bring the back end around. Not a drift so much as a rotation.
This car is very balanced, front to rear.
It is actually. You've got there's a couple places where you get a hint of understeer, a couple places where you get a hint of oversteer, but it really does actually tell you through the tires nicely what's going on. Although in fairness, I think a tire upgrade would probably go a long way here, don't you think?
Honestly, the guys that track the cars, which I actually live 10 miles from Willow Springs.
Oh wow, you came a long way this morning. Thank you.
The Goodyears, they last sessions. A lot of the guys that run the Pilot Super Sports,
that's what
they're good for a daily driven car, but once you get them out to the track, a lot of the guys say they get greasy and they're only good for 5-6 laps and then they're toast.
Could be, yeah. I've never had any issues with them, but
I think it also has to do with the weight of this car.
It could, yeah. I used to have these tires on my Vet, and I personally prefer the Super Sports. But if they're already on here, there's no reason you shouldn't use them while they're here, you know.
And the Pilots are almost double the price.
I know, that's the problem with them. They're really expensive.
I'll actually be, once I put the cam in, I'm going to be going to the ZL1, the 305 in the back.
Oh, what's it got back there now?
285 square setup right now.
Oh, okay, that's the difference.
But they run an 11-inch rim still in the back and a 10 in the front. So
all you have to do is change the tire?
Yeah, just put the 305 in. And what's great, no rub and nothing.
In the back it's a bit stretched, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it comes like that from the factory?
Yep.
That makes sense. Yeah, the 305 in the rear would not hurt, I think. More tire is good. Can you get more tire up front as well?
You can. Some guys are putting 295s in the front and 315s in the back.
Wow.
But 285 is good enough for me.
My Mustang has 295s in all 4 corners. I think it will be a monster. And there are compounds too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're Continental Conti Force Contact, which is not a good name for a tire, but they are supposed to be very good tires though. Well, I like this car a lot though, man. I tell you something, for 38 grand, this is a ton of car. It really is.
Like I said in the email, I call it poor man's Z28, because I mean, honestly, once I get the cam in, I'd really like to see what this would do against a relatively stock Z28, you know, $30,000 less a car.
Yeah, well, the Z28 is, excuse me, I have a cold, I'm sorry. The Z28 is really about those tires and those brakes and getting those things, you know. You could make 500 horsepower out of this with just bolt-ons, you know, and you can fit bigger tires under it, and you just got to modify some things. Oh man, it's getting busy up here right now. But on the inside, it's really the steering wheel. You know, that early 2010 steering wheel was like a joke. This is so much better. And as far as GM stuff goes, do you use OnStar?
No.
Have you ever used it?
I have used it when I had the trial, but I never used it.
Oh, I love OnStar.
Really?
I use it all the time in my Volt. It's great. I have them make dinner reservations for me. Like I've had them buy movie tickets for me before. OnStar's really cool, actually. But I certainly see the appeal of this car. It's a massive package for 38 grand, and given that money is relatively easy to come by right now, you could finance this car through a bank, you know, for a pretty reasonable amount of cash.
You'd be surprised though when you go to the dealerships how many of the guys at the dealers don't even know what this car is. I had to go to I had to drive all the way to Simi Valley, which is like 90 miles from my house, to even find one. All the other dealerships, they didn't even know what one was.
You know, dealerships are an interesting thing. You find the right dealer and you stick with them for life. And if you find the wrong dealer, it's really, really gonna be rough. Like, go ahead, man. Okay. Here, GM is an interesting example. Wow, did you see that? Was that a joke?
What?
He just gave me the finger.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know if it's because he saw the camera and he thought he was being funny, or like he just gave me the finger straight up. I didn't do anything. I even waved him up first. When I bought my Volt at the GM dealer, there was a Volt specialist there who didn't know that when the gas engine was running that there were emissions. He said, no, it's a zero emission car. I said, but it's got a gas engine that's running right now. He goes, no, zero emissions. Same dealer currently has 2 Z28s sitting in the showroom for the last 4 months, and they want 20 over for both of them. That might be why they're sitting there.
Yeah.
But for $38,000, this is a stellar value. And I mean, if you can get, you know, if the other things about the Camaro, these are big A-pillars, there's not a lot of headroom if you're tall, things that are inherently Camaro, you know, you get through that stuff and you decide, okay, it's all fine for my life. This is a hell of a car, isn't it?
Yep, I got an Accord as the daily and a Suburban to take the wife and kids around. So
it's a great car, man. Thank you so much for letting me drive it, Justin. Check out his modification list on his Wheelwell page. While you're over there, you can poke around my garage, see what I've been doing with the new wheels on the Corvette and the build sheet on the Mustang and what's happening with the Lexus, yada, yada, yada. It's been fun. Thank you for your car.
You got it.
See you guys next week.